Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Guys, thank you so much for the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. This month alone, this YouTube channel has broken a record. Over 11,000 channel views have happened because of you. That's a lot of views, man! Having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, I'm freaking out every day that I see the numbers on this YouTube channel going up on a constant rise all the time, because you guys have obviously saw something special in every video that I've ever created, simply because I just wanted to tell this story very differently, and I wanted to bring it to life. Because I think every content creator on YouTube should have the incentive of bringing their videos to life, no matter what they create content for, whatever niche they're trying to appeal to. And I never imagined that I would have had the chance to appeal to so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies, and to have had the chance to connect with you on a personal and professional level the way that I did through the stories that I told you, which made this channel everybody's favorite. It became the greatest honor of my life and the most fun that I've ever had, being able to sit here in this chair and get to meet all of you. It wasn't just about talking about Descendants of Zombies and how much I loved Kylie and how Ruby Rose Turner would forever and always hold a very special place in my heart. It was having the chance to get to know you guys for the audience that you were, and creating content that would forever and always resonate with you, which I could only hope was going to hold a very special place in your heart for many years to come. Because when you're older, I would love for you guys to think back on this YouTube channel and say, hey, that guy Jonathan Clarke, he was really cool. He created a lot of videos that I would watch every day before I went to school, when I would come home from school. Because the way my life used to work is every morning I used to be up at like 7:30 in the morning watching Inspector Gadget and the Care Bears. So I would be watching stuff on TV, because years ago desktop computers were the thing and dial-up internet wasn't the greatest. So the video quality was being streamed very poorly, and your parents probably had really crappy internet, and it wasn't the best. And now you have these ways of watching videos on YouTube before you go to school on your phone and your tablet, and you're probably watching me before you go to school. Many of you probably watch me when you come home before you ever do your homework. Guys, always remember, if you've got that one assignment that is due tomorrow, you probably might want to think about getting that done and out of the way, because when you get a phone call from your teacher, it isn't the greatest feeling in the world when your parents know that you missed out on passing in that assignment or you didn't do your homework. I remember how hard my mom used to come down on me for not passing in an assignment because I was watching a video, or my attention had been captured by something else like a video game. It wasn't the greatest. She used to, take all my video games away from me, all my Disney movies. It wasn't fun. But guys, seriously, thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel. No matter who we are, I perceive this as we all have a story, and we want more than anything else in the world for our story to be heard and to be seen by more people. And that was the chance that I was presented with because of you. You guys obviously saw something really special in me. You saw something special in the stories that I told you. My funny stories about how I thought my next door neighbor may have been a vampire, my roommate may have been a werewolf, my girlfriend may have been a vampire too. I have a lot of really funny stories about vampires and my encounters with them, because I always wanted to be a hero like Van Helsing. And a lot of that had to do with when I was in my final year of high school. I watched the movie Van Helsing with my friend one Friday night. He called me over to his house. He said, "What's up, Jonathan? I got the new movie Van Helsing. You want to watch it?" And ever since I saw Hugh Jackman bring that character to life, I always had a greater appreciation for Van Helsing and his story about how his job was perceived as his life and his curse, and how he always believed that he had to vanquish evil. Ever since I saw him kill one of Dracula's brides, Vera, in that movie, in that very iconic scene where they were driving Transylvania horses through the forests of Transylvania in the fog, I said, this is really cool. I think I'm going to be just like him. And I've always wanted to be an action hero for a franchise like Descendants of Zombies. And I know the only way that's ever going to happen is if somebody hits my subscribe button like 50,000 or 50,000 times. But the thing is, I know I may be a long way away from ever happening, but the one thing that I've always realized and appreciated was that the fans of Descendants of Zombies, their love for you is truly unconditional. They don't care what you're going through. They don't care who you are, as long as you create videos on who and what they love, and they have the chance to hear something nice. Now, in my case, it may be a bit different. People have forever always cared who I was, and always wanted to watch my videos over everybody else they could choose to watch because of the way I told this story about how I wanted to drive Transylvania horses through the forests of Transylvania, how I always wanted to kick Dracula's butt in a fight to the death. There was just something about hearing these stories that I told you guys. Maybe it had something to do with how I studied the Dracula novel for the first time in high school and always had a dream of surpassing Mr. Beast and becoming the greatest content creator of all time. But there was always just something about this story. And there was always the stories I told, and there was always something about my voice being associated with this franchise. Because no matter what Kylie Control was going through, I wanted Kylie Control to know that everything was going to be just fine. And she was doing a miraculous job bringing all these characters to life and giving you guys such huge inspiration. No matter who we were, whoever our favorite Descendants character was, we took something special away from them. Mine was always Ruby. And you're probably saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, I watch your videos every night. You talk about Ruby a lot. What's the story behind you and Ruby? Well, the story behind me and Ruby is, I just think Ruby is a wonderful person. I think Ruby deserves more of a chance, more opportunities to showcase her talent and to really shine. Because I would take center stage just to watch Ruby's performances. I would come out of so much love and support for Ruby Rose Turner because of how much value she put behind the appreciation for life and the friendships and the moments you get to share with them. Because the one thing that we often take for granted is the few friends that we do have in this lifetime. Let's say we have 5 really good friends, just 5 really good friends apart from somebody else who probably has every friend in the book, every friend imaginable. But the thing you realize is very quickly is that those 5 friends are the friends that forever and always stick by your side. They are the ones who will never ever quit on you. They help you make sense of everything going on around you, and you very quickly realize that those friends are the only friends you've ever needed. And that's what Ruby taught me. Ruby inspired me to be a kinder person because sometimes I was a very difficult person to understand and to get along with. I won't say get along with. I'll probably understand more than not get along with because I always wanted to make everybody around me happy. So that's why I understand where, sometimes girls are coming from and how they relate to Descendants and Zombies because all they ever want is to make somebody around them happy. That's how come they want to be in relationships with people that they think they have a chance of spending the rest of their lives with because they want to make everybody around them happy. And I think that a lot of guys really don't understand that because there's a greater appreciation that comes with having that one special girl in your life. Like, do you ever notice how that one girl who thinks the world of you will always and forever love you and always remind you of that? Or always call you just to see what you're doing, just to tell you some random facts about something that happened to her in her day. Even though we probably don't pay attention to it, she's telling you that because she just wants to connect with you. And I think that's really cool, and I really wish more people would realize what's happening around them because I think there are more people out there in this world who are zombieing out than perhaps ever given credit for. I see it every day. There are times that I'm telling somebody something that I thought was really cool, like, I don't know, the Super Mario movie is coming out on April 1st. And many of you know, as you can see from that gigantic Mario stuffy that I just paid $100 for, oh, my heart was broken when I paid $100 for that Mario, but I was so excited to tap the card and buy the Mario. My credit card is a nightmare, but I remember when I saw that huge stuffy Mario at the game store the other day, and I just had to buy him because I always wanted one as part of my stuffy collection, going back to how I was a huge Mario fan. So I will randomly just start talking about all this random stuff, like how I'm a huge fan of Mario, and we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Mario, for those of you who don't know. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, Mario is 40 years old. I did not know that. I'm so happy that I found your YouTube channel. I know more stuff now than ever before. I am smarter. Well, the thing, that's really cool. I was always a fan of Super Mario, and I was so excited when I saw the trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So I will just randomly be going on about how I'm so excited to see Mario, and one thing I'll notice is people will just start texting. And you'll keep talking about how your favorite character might be Yoshi or Donkey Kong, and they'll still keep texting, and they'll pay no attention to what you're saying. But the fact is, you're so proud to let somebody know that you went to see this movie, or you're so excited with Descendants by Wonderland because you're passionate about it. And I think that's really cool. Because this summer, the one thing I took away from the Worlds Collide Tour is how you guys were forever passionate about these stories that Kylie Contrell and Freya Sky were sharing with you on the stage. And for the first time in your lives, you guys got to admit, you felt like you were part of something special, and you never wanted these moments to end. So because you never wanted these moments to end, nor have them taken away, I really believe that there were far too many critics seen in these crowds. I really wish that I could have been one of the journalists that could have been in the crowd to have the chance to meet you guys, because one thing I would have done, I can guarantee you, is I would have taken the time to get to know each and every one of you at these meet and greets. I wouldn't just been one of those reporters that just would have started showing up and taking notes, because I've known a lot of people in the professional wrestling industry, in the entertainment industry in general, who just stand up at the back of a room and they start taking notes. So everybody will meet in a conference room. This is how it goes. Everybody, say there's a conference for Descendants of Zombies, a press conference, and we're talking about the release window of Descendants Book Wonderland, and all these unanswered questions get answered. We'll all meet in a conference room. So there are about 400 people that are chosen selectively to represent their branch to go into a conference room. And everybody will get 2 minutes to ask, I think, 3 questions each, and it's very limited. So what happens is people will stand up at the back of the room. Those who don't get chosen to ask questions will stand up at the back of the room, and they will start taking jot notes about what people like Kylie Control and Freya Sky are saying, and that's how all these rumors happen. Because those were the people who weren't chosen to ask questions for the specific branches. They were showing up representing like MSNBC or ABC News or Disney Television. That's how it works, and that's how all these rumors start. So I'll go home, if I've got a website like TMZ, and I'll write up a critical review and I'll post it. And then within 24 hours, because there's criticism seen within the review, people will start reading it and watching the videos you post. So what I wanted to do, because I knew a lot of these critics, was not be like them. And I wanted to take this channel to places that I never imagined it possibly would ever have a chance of going. I wanted to take this further than any content creator who revolves he or she's content around Descendants of Zombies had taken it further than ever before. To quote Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond. And guys, you guys will never know how passionate I felt about Buzz Lightyear. I am so excited for Tim Allen to come back to reprise his role as Buzz Lightyear for the first time in like 40 years to infinity and beyond blast off. I'm so excited for Toy Story 5 on June 19th, but that's a different story for a different time. I always wanted to be the voice of Buzz Lightyear and had the opportunity to do the whole thing where you go infinity and beyond, like to infinity and beyond, and fight Emperor Zurg in a fight to the death. Again, guys, the only way that's ever going to happen is if somebody hits my subscribe button like 50,000 times and gives me 50,000 likes, which is a long way away from ever happening. So what I did was I tried to make the show different. I just didn't want to talk about Descendants of Zombies. So if I had a story that related to an experience where I thought I may have encountered an alien or a vampire, I told you those stories. I've often told you funny stories about how I used to go out on my front lawn because I used to watch these alien abduction TV series, and I thought everything that I saw on TV was real. I went through that phase. And my mom used to think I was crazy. My mom was a school teacher, so she used to stay up late every night correcting tests. So what you would do years ago, you had the answer key to the test, and I'm telling you guys a lot of secrets. You had the answer key to the test on your desk, and everybody would pass in the test, and the teacher would act like they knew everything, like they were inferior to everybody. And all they would do was they would go home, and if you had a 50 multiple choice test that you had to, give the answers to and circle the answer for, the teacher would just randomly look at your paper, and she would correct your test and then just sign her name to it. So that's what Mom used to do every night. Every couple of weeks, she used to either prepare lesson plans or be correcting exams and tests on chapters. And she used to be up in the nighttime in the kitchen looking at me through the window, me waiting to get abducted by aliens. So ultimately, she thought I was crazy, but little did she know that I would go on to host this show, and it would become everybody's favorite show of all time. Because the one thing that's forever remained evident about me is that I've told this story very differently. I've told you funny stories about how I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was a real place, and I always had a dream of becoming a security guard there. Or I told you a funny story about how I thought my next door neighbor was a vampire, which were real stories. And you guys, if you've never heard these stories before, you will hear them again. The point being is, I've just loved being a part of whatever I had the chance to be a part of. And I've loved creating these videos for you guys. I never imagined that my Descendants of Zombies videos would go on to have like 400,000 views, but they have. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, 400,000 views is a lot of views. I watch your videos every night, but I don't know if I've ever watched your videos 400,000 times. Well, that's cool. The thing is, guys, I just wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to be a part of the soundtracks of both Descendants of Zombies because I saw the criticism that they were receiving. Nobody really ever wanted to give Kylie Control much of a chance. Nobody ever wanted to give Meg Donnelly much of a chance. That was for sure. Just the other day, I went to see, I think it was Hoppers, the new Disney movie. It was really cool, by the way. And when I was coming out of the movie theater, every time I come out of the movie theater, to the left of the other movie theater that you're in, there is a poster for Supergirl. So every time that I go to the movies probably on an average of once every 2 weeks, and to these premieres that I attend to review them. And I see this poster for Supergirl, Millie Alcott's poster. And the one person I always think about, I can never get out of my head, is Meg Donnelly. And the reason I say that is because Meg Donnelly wanted that role more than anything else in the world. And I've got my doubts that I'll see Supergirl this summer because Meg Donnelly wanted that role. I'll probably end up convincing one of my friends to eventually go, but I just can't see myself watching that movie without Meg Donnelly's contribution to it. Because I think as the character Addison, we all took something special away from her. We obviously took something special away from Milo Manheim's character Zed and the love story they represented. I had never felt more proud to tell you guys how I felt about Descendants of Zombies because of what these actors and actresses did for their roles, and how they went on to define themselves as some of the greatest of all time. I have often told you guys that I look forward to being a part of these conversations about how some of them will go down in history eventually for having been some of the greatest of all time, because that's what I'm here to ensure. I may have never had any idea how I was ever going to do it, and always had a dream of being either a pro wrestler or a podcast host, because I remember when they passed the school book yearbook around, and I used to put in the school book, the yearbook every year that I wanted to be a pro wrestler or I wanted to be a podcast host, and I had the chance to be a podcast host because ultimately what I wanted was the chance to have my story heard and seen by more people than ever before. Guys, you do know that regardless of what critics will say about people like Kylie and Freya all the time, that they are wonderful people. And what it comes down to is not necessarily how critics feel about them. What it comes down to is how you guys have felt about them and how you've always taken something special away from them. I've been on YouTube for over 30 years, and I've never had so much fun. Just knowing that you can create a video that will eventually, some way or somehow, always seem to touch the hearts of everybody out there who's watching it, or never cease to amaze them. That's what makes this so wonderful. I know these videos are very different from what you've heard and seen on YouTube about Descendants of Zombies, and that's probably why you hit the subscribe button, because they're different. When you really think about it, the reason why you're hitting this button is because the videos are different, and the stories that are shared with you make you feel as if you're a part of something special. Because when I told you a story about how I thought my next door neighbors may have been vampires, I really did think they were. I mean, I used to stay up at night looking at them through my bedroom window with a telescope, and I had it all planned out. I was going to get them before they got me. I was going to go down in their basement. I was going to find out if they had coffins there, if their refrigerators were full of blood. I had it all scoped out what I was going to do. Because the thing is, guys, no matter who we are, we all feel very differently about a franchise like Descendants of Zombies that will unquestionably hold a very special place in our hearts for many years to come for the obvious reasons. The powerful music, the powerful story, how fearless and how strong these characters are. The one thing I will forever admire about Kylie Contrell is her strength. I see this every single time I ever watch a video short from Kylie Contrell. The videos she's posting are exemplifications of strength and power and being in a position to really take over. And if she feels as if she's stronger than ever before, I know Dove Cameron went through the same thing too. Early in her career, she felt stronger than ever before after getting away from Disney. So I think the thing is, as we all see them go through this metamorphosis, this evolutionary period, you can't help but be appreciative of it and be forever supportive of it. And that's what I've had the chance to experience because of each and every one of you and how this YouTube channel has gone on to mean so much to each and every one of your hearts. Guys, seriously, from my heart to yours, I have no idea where I would ever have been in this world today or what I would ever have been doing if you guys never responded to this YouTube channel the way that you did and went on to make it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and maybe, just maybe, the greatest of all time. Who knows? I look forward to having many more of these conversations in the future to come because it's a beautiful future and I'm just so excited to be a part of that. I have never felt more honored to be here with each and every one of you just after 9:03 in the morning. 9:03 a.m. Can you believe that? Jonathan Clarke hasn't even finished his morning coffee. I'm probably going to have to get to that before I record a new video. But thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and as always and forever, thank you so much for having watched this video. This YouTube channel is the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel with over 11,000 views happening this previous month, and over 4,000 people just about having subscribed here, because they've all taken something special away from the stories I've shared. And I've not only shared my stories with you, you guys have shared your stories with me, which have made this YouTube channel forever special. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and as always, thank you so much for having watched this video.